Hi guys, welcome to Sew It Yourself. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make the sporty dress. Enjoy and most importantly, have some fun. Okay, so we've all got our elasticated fitted single bed sheet, yeah? I've just folded mine in half, you'd like to do the same. I've just got the top and the bottom elastic together at the top with me. In the corners of your bed sheet there'll be a seam. I don't know if you can see that too well. That seam there. If you can just make the front corner and the back corner seams meet and pop a pin in place there. These will need to match up. Do the same with the other side. Those seams there will be the points here of your shoulder. So then we need to work out how wide you want your neck hole. Because it is elasticated, you don't need it that wide because it will stretch over your head. So I want mine probably about 20 centimetres wide. But of course it all depends on you and your design preferences. I'm just going to mark that in with some pins. You need to make sure it's equal from both points of the corner seams. Which by look, mine is perfectly, but that is just purely look. Okay, so what we're going to do next is from your corner seam pin to your neck hole pin, you just need to straight stitch along the elastic, and then same to the other side. That's first things first, so we'll get sewing. Okay, so when you are sewing, please do make sure the thread is the same colour as your bed sheet. I'm doing mine in black just so you can see it, but the closer the colour to the bed sheet, the more professional it will look. Okay, so we're just going to sew right below the elastic there. We don't want it on the elastic, we want it just below. We've got a nice little line to follow. Some machines do not sew over pins, so make sure you are removing them as you go along, otherwise you will break your needle and you will break the pins that you are going over. When you do the first stitch, you do want to start with forwards, backwards, forwards. Forwards, backwards, forwards. This is just to keep the stitch in place, otherwise it will come unthreaded and come undone. So if we just want a straight running stitch all the way down. I find if you do pull the elastic as you're sewing, it does make it easier. It's not so thick to go over. As you get to the end again, just go backwards, forwards again, and this will just lock it in place. So your shoulder seam should look something like that, nice and straight, right under the elastic, but of course you won't be able to see your piece. Now I'd just like to do the other side. Okay, so again, nice and straight there. Now we just need to cut off the bottom and do the side seams. Okay, so now we need to cut off some from the length. Now we've done our shoulder seams. If you want to try and lay out the bottom as flat as possible like I have here. I'm quite short, so I need quite a lot taken off the bottom. as we are adding the mesh onto the length, it will make it a lot longer again. But if you are fortunate enough to be tall, then this might be the perfect length for you. If you are, then I do envy you. The perfect measurement for me is 30 centimetres. I know it seems like quite a lot, but like I said, with the mesh on the bottom, it will add up for it. So I'm just going to start measuring that out, just from the bottom of the dress. You want to lay it straight as possible. The more markings you make, the easier it will be to cut out because there's more to follow. You don't have to guess work so much. If you wanted to, you can draw the line straight across, attaching all the points together. That is completely up to you. If you find that easier, then go ahead. So now we're just going to cut it straight across, keeping it as flat as possible. I'm just going to swing mine round. Okay, so now this has been cut out, you need to decide how long you want your armholes to be. For me, again, it's all personal preference. I would like mine to be 20 centimetres. This is, again, same as my neck hole really. It's enough room to get your arms into. And there is a bit of bagging as well, which I quite like. Right, you need to grab yourself some pins, and now we're going to attach the two side seams together here. Okay, but what we're going to do, firstly, mark off those 20 centimetres where you do want your armhole to end, and then we're going to turn it inside out. Removing the pin from where the armhole is ending, you want to remove the pin, but keep in place, keep hold of where you want the armhole to end. Or you could just measure it again. So if I just pin that there. Now I'm just going to pin all along downways where it needs to be sewn. Keep going down. I like the more pins as possible. For me, it makes my sewing straighter, it makes it easier. There's no guesswork. It's much easier, but again, personal preference, completely up to you. Okay, then we're going to do the same for the other side. Just turn your dress inside out. Measure from the top of your armhole to the bottom. So mine's going to be 20 centimetres, which is there. And just grab the other side equally, pop a pin in it. Okay, then we're just going to pin the whole way down again, keep that in place. Ready for us to sew in a minute. Okay, so that's all pinned from the armhole to the bottom. Now it's just to sew. Okay, so back at the sewing machine, we're going to sew those side seams. Just a nice simple stitch again. It's all easy sewing, nice and straight. No circles, no curves. And again, we're going to go forwards, backwards, forwards with our first stitch. And then we're just going to carry on stitching straight. Okay, so this is a nice simple straight stitch there, nice and easy. We're doing it on the inside, so on the outside nothing can be seen. I do like the effect of the elastic at the top being shown because I think it gives a nice quirky edge, but we don't want all the seams showing. Okay, so onto this other side. Okay, so again, nice and simple, nice simple stitch. And we can turn that back inside out. Turn it the right way now. Now you have the basis of your dress. We are almost done, now it's just onto the mesh. Okay, so now we're going to attach the mesh. I am using a different fabric to the one that I've provided for you. This is because the mesh on camera doesn't show up very well. It makes the screen go a bit funny, makes your eyes go a bit funny. So I am using different material just for the tutorial. I'm also using a dark blue because I want it to show up against the dress, you can see, but the way we're going to attach it and the way that we use it is going to be the exact same. I have enclosed a pattern piece for the mesh inside of the pack. So if you just cut out 2 of those, attach the ends together so it is just one big circle. You'll be at the same stage I am. I have got these already prepared. Save a bit of time. Just want to turn them inside out so your seams are on the outside, just the way that you sewn them. And you want to turn your dress inside out as well, so the seams are all on the outside. If you open this back up but hold the seam in the middle, you just want to put the seams together, like so. And pin those together. You want the seams both on the outside, so when they are sewn together it opens up and they're both on the inside. And then I'm just going to go all the way around, pinning this. Okay, so now we're all pinned up and ready to go, and now we have to get on with sewing. Okay, so now we're just going to do a straight simple stitch all along that seam. It's just straight simple. Please, please, please remember to use the same thread, as I keep saying, same colour as the one as your material. Yes, just straight simple stitch. I'm just going to get on with that now. Make sure all your excess threads are cut off because we want it to look nice and neat. We want it to look as professional as possible. Now when you open that back out, your seam should be very nice and neat all the way around, as if that's your hem at the bottom of your dress. Now luckily with mesh, we don't have to overlock it, we don't have to hem it or anything because it doesn't fray. I have tried to hem it. It was not very successful. But if you would like to do it, then you go ahead and do that. Like previously said, it is all up to you. It is designer's preference. But I loved the way that it looked of the raw edge. I thought it was perfect for this. Now your dress is complete. If you have made any of my dresses, please do contact me. The links are on my website. I would love to see what you have made and how you found them. And if you do have any new design ideas that you would like a tutorial about, please do let me know.